All right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast NBA podcast. My name is Keith Parrish, and I'm here once again with the miracle of dial-up internet, the horrible internet, no microphone. I'm here with Dave DeFore. Dave, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. That North Carolina internet's not as good. That South Carolina internet's not as good.
I didn't pack a microphone thinking I knew I could pair things with my iPhone and my MacBook and maybe it would be fine. I cannot figure it out. It is not fine. So it hasn't worked out.
It's not as good. The new MacBooks, the microphones are actually really good.
Yeah.
And the microphone on your phone, when you connect it, is worse. It is a worse option than just using the mic that's on your laptop. And there are so many people I know that, like, you'll go to do a podcast and their phone microphone is just automatically connecting. And I'm thinking to myself, you're a psychopath. Why would you ever use the phone mic? Although the phone camera as the laptop camera is great.
So there's a little behind the scenes, was that an Apple plug? It was not overwhelmingly positive.
No, it's not.
But this is important, Dave. We are actually on opposite sides of the country right now.
We
a
are.
little bit of a controversy last episode. Right now, I'm looking at the Atlantic Ocean. You're on the Pacific Ocean.
Literally.
Should I go ahead? Why don't I go ahead and fire up the breakfast in bed apology music, Dave? Our chance to make right what we got wrong on a previous episode. Dave, would you like to apologize for not knowing geography?
Well, hang on. Again, it feels like Nashville is much closer to the middle of the country in my gut.
Right.
Feels
in
like
your gut. First of all, to bring anyone up to speed who missed last week's episode, you were telling me I lived in the middle of the country.
Well, roughly.
And I was like, Nashville is
more
not
so
close
than the
to the middle of the
coast.
country. No,
Yes,
but then
no one would think you were in the coast.
Here's the argument. You said Nashville at least is much closer to the middle of the country than the coast, and that also false.
It's false.
The middle of
I apologize
the middle of
there.
the country, if we just talk contiguous 48 states geographically, we were saying this about Oklahoma City. That's right.
Yeah.
It technically apparently is this place called Lebanon, Kansas. I assume they call it Lebanon.
Lebanon.
We have a Lebanon, Tennessee.
There's a Lebanon, Virginia.
But I was saying, because you were like, well, you're not closer to the coast. But again, in Nashville, we're less than a 10-hour drive to the Atlantic Ocean than we are to Oklahoma City.
Right.
So I looked this up. You could get, if you driving from Nashville, you could get to Philadelphia faster than you could get to this Lebanon, Kansas.
Which is incredible.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, Dave, I'm pretty sure I could be in Manhattan by car sooner than I could be. And it's close. But anyways, Dave, Nashville, not in the center of the country.
And you know what? Do you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Is because I just looked at a map. I was like, you know what? I was thinking of Memphis.
Well, I mean, Memphis is still not that far.
It's much further. Come on.
Memphis is 200 miles to the west of Nashville.
Yeah.
I still think I'm going back with this was your flyover personality. Talking about everywhere not on the coast.
But see, you can't treat me like I didn't spend any time in Tennessee.
I know.
Right.
I assumed, Dave,
I should know
as
better.
a man who owns a VW van, I was like, this guy has probably traversed the whole country nearly on foot. Surely he knows what our map looks like.
I don't know.
I think it's big of you to apologize, even though I apologize for you.
I was wrong. I was wrong about it. No. We did the math.
I've never heard you say that before.
Well,
I've never heard you say you were wrong.
Well, I don't normally say a lot of stuff that would necessarily be wrong, right? Like,
all right.
My opinion can't be wrong. But no, my gut on that was that Nashville closer to the middle, but still in my heart.
I had to go to the literal coast just to make it true. So now I sit on the coast using Zoom technology, using a MacBook microphone. Sounds awful. Thank you for bearing with us.
It's not that bad.
Fast Break Breakfast listeners, today's episode, it's a fun one. Hopefully it's going to be brief because I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about the teams.
Day off.
An annual thing we do. We're going to draft the teams most likely to make the play-in.
That's right.
So we're going to Try to figure it out. Before we get there, Dave, and we've already done a breakfast and bed apology. Have you had any breakfast? I can tell you about my beach breakfast. It's been amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious. Like, what do you eat like breakfast wise when you don't just have random like leftovers in the house?
Yeah. Or if I'm not grabbing stuff from work. Here's the thing, Dave. I think everything I've eaten in the past 4 days could fall under 2 categories: shrimp,
Candy?
sugar. Shrimp, sugar. Just everything falls under one of those 2 things. Just unbelievable amounts of shrimp. And then sugar-based things.
Yeah. No oysters?
No oysters.
Oh.
I mean, technically, I had some fried flounder also.
Okay.
To mix it up.
Okay.
Mainly shrimp.
What'd you do for breakfast? Shrimp?
Shrimp. Or
Amazing.
sugar.
Amazing.
Yeah, I had a cinnamon roll. That falls under sugar.
Yeah. I ate some fat-free plain Greek yogurt. Just
there you go.
Raw,
they're honestly so
we're
here with
really
here with my in-laws. The cousins were here also earlier in the week. Very busy, packed house. There is some actually Greek yogurt in the fridge. I thought about, like maybe trying to regulate. Like, I could get some. That's probably good for me. No, I just went back with shrimp. I had some some steamed shrimp, some Old Bay for breakfast. Yeah.
I like to make homemade popcorn, like when I'm like watching a movie or something.
Oh, there you go.
And Old Bay on the popcorn.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
So good.
My father-in-law has a bunch of kettle corn, which is sugar flavored. It has some kind of sweet. It's very sweet. Yeah. So sugar, shrimp. That's all I've had for.
This is the 2 food groups.
It's the 2 food groups. That's all I need. Anyways, now I think we can just maybe jump all the way ahead to some steak and eggs best things. I don't know. Actually, before I do, I should let the listeners know this is your last call if you want to join the Negative Fantasy League. I think there's 46 teams in there.
That's insane.
If you played last year, don't worry. I've removed Dave from the league.
I'm out.
We gotta have we can't have any absentee owners in there. So the draft is this coming Saturday. I think we fixed it. I worked with Fantrax to set it up where the default, if someone has to leave the draft or gets kicked out or isn't able to make it, the default now is based on fantasy points. We shouldn't have any weirdnesses in the draft where I have to pause when I do people's picks, but it's a lot of fun. It's a league where you get rewarded for missed shots, for turnovers. Ejections are huge bonuses. So it's super fun. Again, we have over 40 teams. If you want to play, you got to be a Patreon supporter, patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. Also, by the way, thanks to the latest patron to sign up, David from the UK. Another Dave in the Slack. We got Dave and David's. Yeah. So many of them in there. So thanks to David. If you want to join the Slack, you want to get bonus episodes, you want to play fantasy basketball in the Negative League, patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. Dave, actually, as a steak and eggs best thing, is there any team in the preseason that maybe has changed your opinion for the good? Or is there any team, which team has your opinion changed the most on? Either negative or positive.
Did we talk about the preseason? We talked a little bit about the Mavericks, right? Just how overwhelmingly big they are.
No, we haven't. No.
Okay. All right.
They're a large
I've talked
team.
about this. I've talked about this a little bit, I think, on the daily.
Okay.
They are big, right? And their interior defense, I think, is going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to be better than we expect, even with the lack of ball handling, playmaking, just because I think they're going to have a decent defense.
You say better than we expect. I think some people are kind of high on the Mavericks.
Which to me doesn't make a lot of sense from, like, if you just look at the roster, there's a lot of questions, right? But when you see it on the court, I think that the size advantage that they have inside, and then their big man rotation is really good. I mean, they probably are going to have to make a consolidation trade at some point this season. I mean, I actually think the move is trade Anthony Davis.
Right.
And
but they're not going. I mean, honestly, that's what I thought earlier in the season. But even now, or in the offseason, although I did admit, like, if I ran the Mavericks, I probably would. I don't think I would. I think I would run. I might trade everyone else but Cooper Flag and Anthony Davis just to be like, what can I get? Let's see what happens.
See, but I feel like Flag and Lively
could be great.
Such a great start. to a good team.
The Mavericks are huge. The Rockets, they started their jumbo lineup
Yeah.
last game.
Well, they
I mean,
crushed.
basically anything not to play Reed Shepherd, I guess.
Yeah,
If
yes.
if you're Ime
Basically.
Udoka. But they started their huge, like Jabari Smith had a great game at the 2. Yeah. Is it a problem, Dave? If you're a Grizzlies fan, is it a problem that the Rockets and the Mavericks are absolutely gigantic? Meanwhile, the Grizzlies played the Hornets. The Hornets took 100 shots. Do you want to guess how many defensive rebounds the Grizzlies got? Dave, the Hornets took 100 field goal attempts. How many defensive rebounds? How many of those shots did the Grizzlies rebound?
I don't know, 35?
19, Dave.
Wow.
They got 19 defensive rebounds in a game where the other team took 100 shots.
Well, they gave up 145. I did see
Well,
that.
they gave up a few points.
Yeah.
Hey, steak and eggs, best thing.
145.
Jaren Jackson Jr. played. He's back. Back
That's
before the
great.
season. Yeah, the Mavericks in Rockets are huge. I mean,
Yeah.
literally gigantic. I mean, the Pelicans might be starting Herb Jones at the 2 or Trey Murphy at the 2. I'll say, Dave, here's my thing. I feel like every game I've watched in the preseason, every all possessions condensed game I've watched on League Pass, I get optimistic about every team I watch. I'm just an optimist?
Dude, how about the Spurs?
Spurs are crushing people.
Wemby. Okay, Wemby looks ridiculous. We say this every day. But
What do we take
some
of
of the
our guy
stuff
Boban? I was wearing my Boban shirt yesterday.
oh, okay.
Boban said Wemby
Yeah.
is much taller than me. Boban's 7'4", and he says Wemby is much taller than me.
Every time I see a photo of him, like the one with him and Tim Duncan,
Yeah.
right? Who's 6'11", we guess.
Yeah.
6'10". Rudy Gobert. You see him stand next to Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Now, the Athletic actually, Zach Harper wrote a fun thing about how tall Wemby is and how nobody like really knows. Now, I've got him on the case. I'm trying to get someone to get some measurements. LiDAR techethnology in our
we don't
phones
have this
now.
technology.
Right. So I came up with the idea, and hopefully someone does this, but if we put some strategically taped markers in the hallway that no one would notice.
You mean like
right?
a convenience store?
Yes,
To
exactly.
figure out who
like
just stole.
that.
Does that still happen?
Also, what if he's listen?
Yeah.
If I'm 7'11", like
Yeah.
the chain,
Yeah.
I'm calling up Victor Wembanyama right now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, you sure you're not 7'11"?
That's
like
happen.
But yeah, it would be I think like it is very funny that we just can't get. Couldn't the NBA make a television event out of measuring Wemby?
They would do a TikTok event, but yes. Actually they did it, Dave. It was on Peacock and no one saw it.
That's right. But people keep talking about his height, right? And we know look, he's tall.
Yeah.
I want to know what his wingspan is.
Yeah. Although wingspan does not hit like height does.
Well, I know, but wingspan and standing reach for Wemby
Yeah.
are fascinating. I mean, his height is whatever. I mean, his functional height is
Yeah.
10 feet tall.
Fun
He's William
fact,
Wallace.
Dave, with how good the Spurs have been, Keldon Johnson, #1 in plus minus this preseason.
Wow.
The Spurs have won his minutes by 73 points.
Damn.
That's a lot. Yeah, every team I watch, I'm like, pretty good. Like,
Well, this is preseason, right?
I like the level of talent on every team except the Grizzlies. It's like no one's playing for my Grizzlies. I'm watching Colin Sexton being like, man, how is he giving away? This guy's incredible.
Oh man, and that's a guy who probably is going to want. He was given away, and I could see him getting them a draft pick.
Even the Kings, Dave. Even the Kings, where I'm like, I like all these guys. Like Keon Ellis is deep on their bench. Maybe he should play more. I mean, maybe they did start Dario Saric on Wednesday night. Not ideal. What are your thoughts, by the way, Dave, on the Keegan Murray extension? Keegan Murray, injured, by the way.
Yeah.
Gonna miss a while, which is why the Kings are starting maybe Dario Saric on opening night at the 4.
Yeah.
I hope DeMar DeRozan becomes fantasy basketball eligible at the 4 because I need that in my dynasty league. But Keegan Murray, $28 million a year. I mean, there's not letting your guys walk, and then there's whatever that is. Feels a tad rich.
Well, let me ask you,
Yeah.
like he came out like as a rookie, we were all impressed with him as a rookie. When is the last time you thought about Keegan Murray?
Well, I'll be honest. I thought he might be a good buy low candidate if the Grizzlies wanted to move some picks.
Sure.
But it's not buy low anymore if he's got a $150 million extension kicking in. I mean, he had some low shooting numbers, but some of his defensive numbers are kind of positive, and you thought maybe, but like he's played heavy minutes for the Kings. And it's just like, I don't know. Maybe he gets bonus points for availability.
Yeah, but what's the impact?
But like 12 points per game, playing 34 minutes a game. That's nothing. That's a non-scorer. And I know he's maybe playing with guys who aren't the most willing passers at times. Right. Maybe he's the ideal fourth, fifth banana in a starting lineup. That feels rich. Like for the Kings to do that, and also, by the way, bring in Russell Westbrook.
Oof. They just don't have enough individual personality on that team.
I think the Kings could weigh in heavily on today's episode as we rank the teams most likely to make the play-in. I mean, no one's penciling him into the playoffs. I think they're hoping for play-in.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you right now. I mean, I think that they're going to be trading a bunch of guys. I mean, like Levine, obviously. Yeah. They got to move. But you never know with them. To be honest, you never know. Again, like you said, the Keegan Murray extension, who was kicking down the door to give Keegan Murray that kind of money?
I mean, it seems like it means that Christian Brown, he's going to get paid or not get an extension. I think we have Tari Eason still eligible for something to happen. Maybe it happens before this episode even gets out. I can't imagine the Rockets paying Tari Eason that, even if they probably think he's part of their future plans.
Yeah.
In the second apron world, I don't think you could be giving out $28 million to your fifth starter, even with a rising cap.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's wild. Let's take a break, Dave. Let's take a little commercial break, and we'll come back, and then we will draft the teams we think are most likely to end up in the play-in. All right, Dave. The way this works is we're trying to figure out which team we think is the most likely to end up in the play-in. So the most likely to finish the regular season 7th through 10th in their conference. The last teams to be picked, although I think let's only draft. We're going to draft 11 teams apiece.
Oh.
So we're going to leave the bottom 8. Like, we're not touching. I mean, obviously the Thunder we're not touching. We assume almost no way they end up in the play-in. Also, similarly, we're not drafting the Jazz or the Nets because no one thinks they're going to try to win a single basketball game this year.
Right.
Although I watched some Nets preseason, I got a little excited. It's intoxicating, Dave. I get optimistic when I watch other teams play.
It's hope season.
Yeah, it's hope season.
Unless you're the Miami Heat or the Memphis Grizzlies.
What's wrong with the Miami? I think the Miami Heat might weigh in heavily on this.
I don't like a team not winning a game in the preseason. I actually think that that's a bad sign.
Last year, the Cavaliers were winless in the preseason. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it worked out great for them in the playoffs.
So I think, Dave, we're going to go – should we go snake or just back and forth? I don't even know what's the most fair for this.
I think we just go back and forth.
Let's just go back and forth. So we're gonna pick 11 teams. I'll say in previous years I had a couple teams where I'm like, I desperately want to get this team because they're always in the play-in. This is like the Hawks. The Hawks or the Heat. I'm like, I desperately want them. This year, there's just a clump, and I don't have a strong feeling about who's the most likely. I feel like I tend to go for teams that have a lower ceiling, like a lower positive outcome.
Yeah.
So low ceiling, low floor, I guess is what we're all going for here. But why don't you go first, Dave? Which team do you think is most likely to make the play-in?
Man, it's really tough.
Lowest ceiling, honestly, highest floor team in the NBA.
It's back to your point about being like hopeful about a bunch of teams.
Yeah.
Man, you look at your list and you're like, I don't know though.
Yeah.
Kind of like them. Uh, you know what? How about the Philadelphia 76ers?
That, I think, is an incredibly optimistic take. The
I don't know.
76ers, of course, dealing with Embiid is supposed to play soon. He's been playing 3-on-3. Paul
Yeah.
George played some 3-on-3. Nick Nurse said he looked pretty good. I think the Sixers might be the only team with the worst net rating than the Grizzlies in the preseason so far. This is interesting to me because I think the negative scenario for the Sixers is very high. But maybe even if Embiid plays 40 games, they still can get in
Yeah.
the play-in. That's the thought. All right, so
Well, I will say this. There's a few reasons for me thinking that they're a play-in team. All right.
yeah,
Number one, there's no like they don't have a pick to protect. Like they can't just tank and get a
right.
great pick, right?
And
They don't have their
that
pick.
is a good thing to point out for a lot of teams here. The teams
Yep.
that don't control their futures with the draft
And
picks.
Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey are
Yeah.
probably like thinking about their jobs right now. Even with all the injury excuses that they legitimately have, they have not performed like that. Daryl's got to make moves to win this season, I think. And Nick Nurse, obviously, I mean, he's coaching for his job, but basketball coaches often coach for their job.
Right.
I just think they've got enough players, they've got enough ball handling. I'm high on VJ Edgecombe for whatever rookie might give them. And I feel like, again, the East is not going to be great. 35 wins could be the 10 seed.
Right.
So it's not like you're saying that they're going to do a bunch. Tyrese Maxey is really good. Paul George, we don't know yet. Jared McCain will be back in a few weeks. So, yeah, I think that they're kind of a play-in team.
So I think for my first pick, you sort of talked me into it just with what you mentioned earlier about the Mavericks looking tall
Yeah.
and big. I don't think their ceiling is super high. Maybe it is. Maybe
Right.
Cooper Flagg is incredible. I don't think their floor is very low. I don't think they're going to be catastrophic or anything. So I think I'm going to take the Mavericks with my first pick.
Okay.
I can definitely see them finishing with, between 40 and 46 wins. And that to me screams play in. So I would go Mavericks with
Okay.
my first pick.
It's a good
I don't think they're going to hurt me by missing the play in. Although I mean the West is tougher.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe not. My problem with the East is yes, it's terrible, but there's that makes it somehow seem harder to me.
Right.
Where I'm like, I don't know, maybe the Hornets get it together, or something.
Yeah, but the other thing is like you've got this scenario where Boston is just totally a different team now,
It's true.
right? The Pacers lost a lot of depth.
I think all
Right.
these teams you're mentioning are going to get taken pretty quick.
I know. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
I think that they're a play-in team. I mean, they probably would love to tank. I just don't know if they're going to be able to.
Right.
It's is Jaylen Brown willing to have a lost season? I just don't think so. Right.
I mean,
Derek White to me is a guy that they could
Yeah.
trade and probably get some real assets for, like for whatever the reboot of this is with Jason Tatum coming back.
Yeah,
so I
I
could see
think
that
the
happening.
Celtics absolutely are a team that's a great pick because they're a team I think is going to be hovering around 500.
Yeah.
I think they have enough infrastructure where I just believe in it, and they're going to shoot 63s a game or 53s a game on. I don't know if they're going to actually
I mean,
average. If
maybe
it's like
they're gonna break out
49
the-
per game.
Maybe they're going to bust out the full court press like
Yeah,
Missoula did on them.
And I
guys
feel
over
like I feel like in a weakened East, they're going to crank out enough wins that I think they seem unlikely to be top 6. So yeah, play in absolutely. I'm gonna. So you did 2 East teams with the Sixers and the Celtics. I'm gonna do another West team. I'm gonna take my team, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Ooh.
I
You think they're good enough for the play-in?
I don't think they have much top 5 potential. In the West, I also, there's a scenario where they pull the plug on the season, but that still seems unlikely. They're going to be good enough, I think, to battle around 500. And yeah, I think 40 to 45 wins feels right. Or even 38 to 45 wins, which again screams play in to me. So I think in previous years I've been offended that people have picked the Grizzlies for this, even though they ended up in the play-in last year. I think they're probably most likely headed back to the play-in, so I'll take the Grizzlies with my second pick.
Man, it's tough, dude. The
Yeah.
West is real tough.
Yeah.
You know what? All right, let's go. I'm going back to the East.
Yeah.
Man, it's really tough.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going back to the West. Golden State Warriors.
I thought it's a little low for the Warriors. I thought people were kind of high on them. Okay.
See, I am high on them playoff, like when we get to playoff potential.
Yeah.
But they are old.
So
old. And what's their bench? Right? Like, I understand that they added some depth, but what do they really add? I mean,
they got Kuminga off the bench.
I was about to say, how much do you believe in Jonathan Kuminga coming in and being impactful off the bench? You can't play Kuminga with your best players because you can't have him, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler on the court at the same time. So I think that your lineup flexibility is tricky. Don't know what DeAnthony Melton's going to give him, right? Because he's coming back off the injury.
Right.
Al Horford is old, but I'm going to just say right now, Al Horford is in great shape. Like, let's assume he's going to be healthy, but 25 minutes a night of Al Horford all year. You know what I mean? Like, I just think another year older. Steph is still great. And so maybe that's enough that you can be in that top six. But who's missing the top six out of OKC, Houston, Clippers, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves? I think the Lakers, like, they've got Luka Doncic, you know what I mean? Like, and LeBron, and they've just got a lot of guys now. I don't know. I think that they're on that bubble of 6-7, but I just don't believe it.
You know, I think it makes sense. I think right now, I think this is consensus, and I think I agree with it, that the top 7 in the West is the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Rockets, the Timberwolves, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Warriors in some order. Those 7 teams. So, yeah, if the Warriors are the bottom of that, sure, absolutely, they're playing.
I just have them like in that 6, 7, 8 range.
That seems like a good pick. I'm going to take. I think I'm going to jump over to the East. I'm going to take a team that most people are higher on, but these guys are the kings of the play-in.
Oh no!
I'm taking the Hawks.
Oh,
I'm not convinced the Hawks are gonna be a top 6 team, even though most people right now are penciling them in.
Is this about Porzingis?
What happened? He's been fine. Is he hurt?
Well, no. But that's the thing, right? With Porzingis is always the health. Yeah. I mean, if Porzingis is healthy, I don't think that they could.
You know whose health might be more important than Porzingis? Jalen Johnson. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if Jalen Johnson and Porzingis are healthy all year, yeah, they should not make the play-in. But this is just a bet on they have a low floor. I think it's possible. I mean, the question becomes, and you could poke a hole in my decision there.
Sure.
With trying to name the 6 teams that are going to finish above them.
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
And I happen to like Atlanta a lot. I think Quinn Snyder, like, he's got a good shot at being coach of the year this year if they have a great season. Like, they're the 3 seed in the East. So I think that this team is kind of perfectly constructed.
I'll give the listeners a spoiler. I'm gonna tip my hand for my over-unders. Right now in the East, I think I have the Hawks as 6th, as the 6th best team in the East right now. Right now, I think the Cavaliers, Knicks, Magic, Pistons, and Bucks, I believe in more. And that might be too big of a bet on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
But now I only need the Celtics or the Pacers or the 76ers to pass the Hawks, and I'm golden. The Hawks are back in the play-in. So that's just what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I'll take the Hawks. They can prove me wrong. Who's your next team, Dave?
Another team that I'm not high on them, but a lot of people are high on them. I got people trying to tell me they could win 48 games this year.
Yeah.
Toronto Raptors.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's a play-in team.
This is the first team we've drafted, I think, that most people think is not. You know, like we've picked mainly playoff-ish teams. The Raptors are definitely on the bubble. I guess depending on how you feel about the Mavs or the Sixers.
They're gonna try to win games, though.
You would think.
They're gonna try to win games. The incentive to tank is, I think, pretty low. Like that team needs to actually try to win.
Yeah.
They've got some good young talent. I think Brandon Ingram is a good player.
Yeah.
I don't believe in them to the tune of 45 wins, but I think they could win 40.
Dave, you ever heard of Chucky Hepburn?
No.
Chucky Hepburn has 11 steals in the preseason, and NBA.com is telling me he plays on the Raptors.
Amazing.
Raptors have been smashing people in the preseason.
Well, and so, like, again, like, this is the thing.
If their defense is legit.
Really,
yeah.
If the defense is real, I think 40 wins. But the offense they're going to have a hard time on offense. That's why they need Mamu.
Right now, I'm trying to decide between. I'll tell you, I'm trying to decide between the Bucks and the Spurs.
Ooh.
I think I'm going Spurs. Despite the fact they look so good in preseason and maybe Wemby 7'7",
yeah,
I still don't trust the rest of that squad. De'Aaron Fox not being ready for the start of the season. We already listed out 6 West teams that most people feel pretty good about, or 7 if you include the Warriors. So I think that makes the Spurs most likely outcome to me is the play-in. Honestly, I'm happy to get them with the 8th overall pick in our draft here. I think Spurs almost a near lock for the play-in in my mind.
I agree with that, actually. I think that's a good pick. I'm going to go with the Portland Trailblazers.
I like this. Raptors and Trailblazers optimism back-to-back.
Yeah, I just think, again, it's another team that's going to go for it. They've got talent. Yeah, I think 10 seed. Like that's where I see them. Sneaking in the 10 seed. I like them better than I like the Suns. I like them better than I like the Pelicans. Just they've got more young talent. And they also, Denny could take another leap.
Denny obviously was great last year. He came off the bench in their first preseason game. It was kind of an eye-opener because I think Jeremy Grant at Media Day had said something like, I'm the starter. And then that happened. It was like, wait, what? There's no way, right? But then I believe Denny has started since then, and Jeremy Grant came off the bench. Yeah, they have a lot of fun talent. When Scoot gets back, if he can improve with Diamond clinging on that front court. But of course, Toumani Camara, huge breakthrough last year. Yep. Also, I watched like Drew Holiday playing, and I'm like, oh yeah, Drew looks good on this team. But then I don't know if that was some of that, like, sometimes the veterans look good in preseason. Right. Sometimes they look terrible. I still remember a year where Mario Chalmers' post-Achilles injury was so good for the Grizzlies that they waived Wade Baldwin in his second season. But then, it didn't come back to bite them or anything.
Right.
But then Mario Chalmers was awful after 10 games. I guess his foot couldn't take it anymore. Trailblazers, fun pick there. Mm-hmm. I am now, since I thought about the Bucks last time, now I'm taking the Bucks since you left them for me. I think Giannis can carry this team into the top 6 in the East.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't, and if neither one of his brothers, now that he has 2 brothers as teammates, if they can't do it, I still think the floor is them ending up in the play-in. So I'll take the Bucks with my 5th pick.
Okay.
You got where are you going? So we've now drafted 10 teams.
Yeah.
Which team is the most happy they haven't been picked yet?
Ooh. You know what?
It's a double-sided coin because you could be mad thinking you're
right. Probably like the Bulls.
A playoff team, or you could be, I would say either the Bulls or Pacers, or like,
the Pacers are my next pick.
Okay, so you're going to take the Pacers?
Pacers are my next pick.
All right.
And, again, it's the ceiling for them is lower.
What is the ceiling for this team?
The ceiling to me is play-in. Like, they're the 7 seed. This is everything. Andrew Nembhard, huge breakout year. Benedict Mathurin, breakout year. Pascal Siakam, all-star game. Like, they have a really good season, 7 seed. Because they lost. Losing Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton hurts them a lot. And I think that the Miles Turner loss hurts them more in the regular season. They have the guard depth. Well, they have the guard depth to make up for Tyrese Halliburton, right?
Well, TJ McConnell being hurt now
now that's tough.
That's a blow.
but they have guys that can handle the ball. They play a style that doesn't need you. Like it's not like Halliburton's out there pounding the leather off the ball, right?
Yeah.
You can approximate some of the things that he does. But Miles Turner is huge. I mean, a big man that protects the rim like that and shoots above the break threes, not just trail. He shoots above the break threes all the time, and he creates so much of the space that allows them to do the stuff that they did on offense. So I don't love their ceiling, but I like their floor because of Rick Carlisle and just they got some dogs, man. Like I think Andrew Nemhart's going to have a great year. Pascal Siakam is still underrated somehow, even after the finals run last year. So yeah, I like them in the play-in.
So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good pick. I think I'm going to take the Miami Heat.
Ooh,
And I was deciding between the Bulls and the Heat. And I think right now the Heat, maybe they're the better team. That could be wrong. I do think the Heat, this could be, I know Pat Riley doesn't tank,
yeah,
but this feels like a year where they could be like, you know what? Let's call it something else, but we're not going to win a lot of games. I mean, maybe Khalil Ware steps up. You got Norm Powell to fill in while Tyler Hero is injured. Maybe they even make him move somehow during the season. But the Heat usually end up in the play-in, or they have for a little bit here. So I guess I'll go with them as my sixth pick. How do you feel? How soon were you thinking about taking the Heat in this exercise?
Probably a couple away. I just
Okay.
don't think that they have a lot of talent. I
Yeah.
mean, they should. I hate tanking, but they probably should be thinking about that.
What
Problem
about
is
the
that
Jovic breakout everybody's talking about?
can
Too
I
much
see it?
enthusiasm?
Can
Uncarried
I see
away?
it?
Unbridled
Like,
enthusiasm? Okay.
yeah, I would just like to see something first.
That's fair.
I'm a believer. I think Khalil Ware is going to be really good. Did you
Yeah.
see him play against Wemby?
Yeah. I saw some of it.
Looked great. I
Yeah.
think he put up what 29 and 12 or something. I mean, he was very good. And I think the stuff that he does allows him and Bam to be really good together defensively because of the Khalil Ware's ability to stretch the floor and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't I'm with you like in that they could tank this year.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're good enough to win more than 40 games. So, I like that pick.
That makes sense. All right. Who do you have next? This will be our 13th pick.
Man, it's getting tough.
We haven't taken any of the teams presumed to be at the top of either conference.
Right, right.
I would
And
say
it's
floating
tough.
out there, you still have the
You know
lesser.
what?
Is it time for the Bulls?
Yeah, I think it is going to be time for the Bulls. Again, they own the play-in. They have, again, no incentive to lose. They've got to try.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe that they're going to sell off, like the pieces that they need to sell off to kind of restructure the franchise. They just signed Giddey, and he's like,
I mean,
kind of a
preseason. All
play-in
right.
player.
Preseason optimism moments. Giddy and Buzelis looking good. And
Okay.
like you can imagine a Buzelis breakout. And the entry point to the play-in the East is so low, where it does feel like,
Right.
yeah, you take care of business against the Hornets, Wizards, and Nets. I mean, you only got to win like 28 more games.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I kind of wish I got in the Bulls earlier.
Yeah.
All right, so you're taking the Bulls. I'm going to jump over. Man, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to take a presumed good team from the West. I think I'm going to go with the Clippers, even though the Clippers look
Ooh.
awesome.
Now, is this that they're going to be punished and
This
it's
is
going to be so
aspiration related.
severe? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so severe. No Kawhi.
They're the oldest team ever.
They're real.
I don't know if that's a stat. They're the oldest team in the NBA. Although, I believe, or no, it's the Warriors or one.
Warriors.
The Kings, because of signing Russell Westbrook, actually became second, I think, past the Clippers. But still, the Clippers, James Harden and Kawhi Leonard making it through the year.
Right.
You have Chris Paul there. You have Brook Lopez there. You have Nick Batum there.
Yep.
I am not. This is not necessarily a vote against the Clippers. It is seeing how there's like 7, 8 really good teams in the West. One of them's going to slip up. Yeah, I guess I don't feel adamant that I'm correct here. It felt time to take one of those West teams near the top. I thought maybe my listener blowback would be less if I picked the Clippers instead of like the Rockets or the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
So,
the Rockets, listen, the Rockets could be a play-in team because of Van Vliet.
One of these teams is going to be a
Brooks.
play-in. We think it's going to be good in the West. Yeah.
How many games is Kevin Durant going to play?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I wanted the other LA team. I'm gonna take the Lakers here.
Yeah.
Because I like the Lakers are in my opinion in that sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 mix.
Yeah.
And a lot of my optimism on them depends on things like DeAndre Ayton's good.
Yeah.
Right. They've got like a real center. They figure out some shooting. So like Gabe Vincent shoots again. Maybe Jake LaRavia is really good. And that's where my optimism comes from. But, I will say like Luka, you're not going to be not in the play-in with the guys that they've got.
Yeah.
But I just think that they're going to be more in that 5, 6, 7 range than in the 1, 2, 3, 4 range.
Yep. No, that makes sense. I mean, obviously,
what was the difference last year? Let me look. Last year in the West.
Well, I mean, 48 wins. You ended up in the play-in.
Yeah, it was 52-48. So 52 wins was the 2 seed. 48 wins was the 8 seed. So the difference here is very, very slim margins. So.
Right. I'm going to go the other way. I'm just going to take the East being terrible and say one team that maybe isn't overtly trying to lose has a chance of making the play-in more so than one of these teams in the West that's trying to make the play-in.
Yeah.
It's now time, Charles Lee and the Hornets. Do your thing. Do your thing with, Kalkbrenner in the middle, looking solid with Moussa Diabate. Colin Sexton going for 6th man of the year. LaMelo Ball stay healthy. I'll take.
Is this just because? Did you just because you just watched them?
I just watched that game twice. I watched
145.
I mean, it's either that or try to get optimistic about the Kings or the Suns.
You can't.
And I was like, well, I guess I'll take the Hornets just because.
All right.
We've seen LaMelo Ball win games once.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it'll happen again. Maybe they'll get up and down the court, and Eric Collins will burst a blood vessel screaming about alley-oops, and it'll happen for him. I'll take the Hornets. You don't think it was the right choice?
I don't know, man. I just don't see how they win more than 25 games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not optimistic about this team, but I had to pick someone. That's where we are now. We've picked that's the 16th team we've picked.
Yeah.
You gotta pick someone. Dave, before we wrap up and pick 6 more teams, let's answer a single listener submitted question. This is the croissant questioner. All right, Dave. Caleb McNeese wants to know.
Knock yourself out.
What should be the basketball equivalent of baseball's 999 challenge? This is where you drink 9 beers, eat 9 hot dogs throughout the 9 innings. Each inning, the 999 challenge, each inning you have a hot dog and a beer.
Yeah.
What should it be for basketball games?
I don't know. I mean, a 4 quarters is not nearly, it's not like 9 innings, right? Like it's not nearly as impressive. 4 beers, 4 hot dogs is not. Also, what is like an NBA food?
It's a Dippin' Dots? I mean? No, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really eat at games because, that's not my
what
not what I'm doing.
What is an NBA? Yeah.
There is no ubiquitous NBA meal, right? Just like football, I would say. Football, you think of tailgating before the game. You don't really think of much outside of beer in the game. Baseball is hot dogs. I mean, it's they've written songs about it, but there isn't some kind of, traditional basketball snack. Popcorn, maybe, but
I think either. What if you did 4 quarters, 4 quarter pounders, and 4 quarts of beer?
Oh my God. All right.
That's like 8 beers.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you did 1 quarter pounder and a quart of beer,
a quarter pounder every quarter,
that's insane.
that ends up being that's a pound of burger.
It's a pound of burger.
And whatever 4 quarts is. Is that a gallon?
Yep.
No way to know.
It's a gallon. A gallon of beer.
A gallon of beer and a pound of ground beef.
Meat.
What's wrong with that?
Man.
What
Shout out to Chuck.
What if you drink every Clear Path review? What if you Dave, so we're at the beach. We're watching TV, and I'm watching the Grizzlies game on my laptop because I was in North Carolina, which of course ended up being in the blackout zone for the Hornets. And my son's like, put stuff on TV. He's like, hey, can I watch the top 100 plays from 2024, 2025? I'm like, oh, absolutely. Let's watch this 45-minute clip of the top 100 plays from last year in the NBA.
Yeah.
A lot of great plays, of course.
Sure.
One Luka pass was on there twice.
Oh,
Whoopsie daisy. But one of the top ones was so funny because it was the game you went to. It was the Aaron Gordon dunk finish in the playoffs. Yeah. The Nuggets went over the Clippers. But that play doesn't make it into the top 100 without Zach Zarba's explanation of the rules talking into the camera. And I'm just sitting there being like, I cannot believe a top 100 plays list has to include the referees explaining the basket is good, the ball's out before before the buzzer goes off, the ball's cleared the cylinder. Anyways,
they didn't need the ref, right? Like they could just done the slow-mo replay.
Get rid of all replays.
No, but really, basketball it's a hard sport. Like it really there is no cross comparison with baseball and just the style, like the way baseball goes. So I don't know. Like we don't have this cultural like basketball food thing.
What if here's the new challenge. You do nothing for the first 2 hours of the game, but every minute that the game goes over 2 hours, you either have to eat a hot dog or drink a beer. God. Do you think Adam Silver, while he's expanding into Europe, has given much thought to the fact that their basketball games take 2 hours and 40 minutes?
Oh, no.
Who is this for, Adam? Yeah. No one wants a 2 hour and 40-minute NBA. There's 82 games.
Well, no one would do what they've done over again, right? In a new thing. So like if they ever do this European League, which I think is fake. Yeah. If they ever did it, it would have to be 40 minutes. They just would not do 48 minutes. Players wouldn't want to do it. Why would you?
I mean, you got to get these breaks out of the games.
Yeah.
Like less timeouts,
how I feel about it.
Less reviews. You have to streamline these things. I'm not like 150 minutes for NBA games is preposterous.
It's crazy. No respect for people's time. And the thing is, like, if you went to a 40-minute game, which the NBA is not going to do, but if you went to a 40-minute game and got rid of live ball timeouts and cut it down to 5 timeouts a game, the game is done. It's 2 hours. Everybody knows what they're getting themselves into. And then if you get overtime, you probably are pretty pumped about it. Whereas, like, there's a lot of time now where, and maybe, again, we might just be aberrations just because we watch so much. But I don't know. I get annoyed sometimes at overtime games because it's like I gave you 2.5 hours.
I've been through this for years. Why is overtime 5 minute? It doesn't make any sense.
Makes none.
Every other time unit is divisible by 3 or 4 in the game.
Right.
Why do we have a 5-minute thing? It doesn't matter. All right. Thanks for the question, Caleb. If you want your question answered on air, if you want to play fantasy basketball with me and other listeners, patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. All right, Dave, let's blow through 6 more teams. The teams most likely to make the play-in. Yes.
Real quick, before we get back, let me take you off track. What if the NBA didn't do overtime until the playoffs?
Just ties? Love it.
Ties.
I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm
like hockey.
I'm supposed to watch all these games, and they're taking the Grizzlies that had like the longest games in the NBA last year on average. I'm sitting there being like, why are these games so long? Bring ties back. Yeah. Give yourself some end of game strategy too. Are we going for the win or the tie?
The target score, right? Like it solves the overtime problem, but it is clunky to kind of That's
Targets,
something that I think tradition gets.
Elam ending unwatchable. Sorry, everybody. That's not my thing. Anyways, what if you get one of these games where teams can't score? You've solved nothing. Like
Yeah.
if you haven't solved my time issue. All right, Dave. We've done
Crap.
in order. We said that most likely to make the play in this year. Sixers, Mavericks, Celtics, Grizzlies, Warriors, Hawks, Raptors, Spurs, Trailblazers, Bucks, Pacers, Heat, Bulls, Clippers, Lakers, Hornets. Who's next?
God, it's a stretch between everyone believes in them too much or not enough, right? Let's say, how about the Detroit Pistons?
All right. Yep.
Last year, they had a great year. Everyone's really high on them, including me. I think Cade Cunningham had a breakout last year. I think he's got another one probably in him. I mean, very good player. But Malik Beasley shot like prime Klay Thompson last season.
Right.
Like literally volume and makes. It was like prime Klay Thompson. They still got some funky fits. Not sure what their rotation looks like handling the ball outside of Cade Cunningham. Teams like this it's not always, progress isn't linear in the NBA. Like people forget about this because there are so many instances where it's like a team, they were the 6 seed this year, then next year they're the 3 seed. And a lot of times teams pop in, they pop back out, they pop in. And I think this could be a team like that. They still need another guy out there with Cade.
Yeah, this is the only team in the East I was considering taking because I'm not touching the Cavaliers, Knicks, Magic,
right,
or the Wizards or Nets. So,
right.
Yeah, the Pistons were the only team in the East I was considering, so it makes sense they go 17th here. This is now my time to plant my flag.
Oh no!
On the Phoenix Suns, Dylan Brooks carried them to the play-in, 38 wins. I smell it. A victory for Devin Booker, a victory for Royce O'Neal, a victory for Colin Gillespie. Yeah, I think the Suns can be the 10 seed and give me the Phoenix Suns with my 9th pick. All right, so I think that means you're also going to have to pick from the West now.
I am.
I think we've closed the door on the East.
I am. Man. Oh, God.
So basically you're picking between the Kings and Pelicans or the teams we think they're going to be real good.
Right.
Thunder, Nuggets, Rockets, Timberwolves.
Right. Let's go Rockets.
All right.
Right.
No Van Vliet.
No Van Vliet. No Dylan Brooks. And Kevin Durant is not like the healthiest guy on the planet, and he's old. He's old. I think that there's a scenario where things don't go well for them, obviously. And then the other thing is a lot of us are supposing, like we are just like penciling in another leap for Amen Thompson, right? A lot of people even thinking a shooting leap, which I don't know how you can even quantify that because he did not shoot it well last year. Like weren't even a lot of positive signs necessarily, except for him actually taking shots. So yeah, I just think that like the Rockets could fall into that 6-7 if KD isn't healthy. Like who's taking shots for them now if KD's not in the game? Like who's shooting?
I mean, Jabari, he seems the most ripe for a step forward. I like Jabari Smith Jr. a pretty good amount. I mean, he can't dribble. Overrated. Nope. Who needs dribbling? But it does seem like he could be a guy that actually does take a step forward. Beyond that, I don't know. I mean, it's all going to be about that regular season of offensive rebounding. If they actually start Steven Adams alongside Şengün, and Adams gobbles up 7 offensive rebounds every game, maybe it works out for him. But yeah, I think that makes sense that they can be one that's, again, if it is packed once again at the top of the West, and there's like 7 teams between 52 and 47 wins, yeah, it makes sense they could end up down there. I'm going to go from the bottom of the conference. Give me the Kings. I don't care. At this point, give me the Kings. Let's go DeMar DeRozan. Get me back in the play-in. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan were built for it, born for it. Play-in Warriors, yes. Sacramento Kings, happy to have them. I mean, with my 20th pick, love it.
I could see them blowing it up. You know what I mean? And trading these guys away. But they did just double down on Keegan Murray. So
Russell Westbrook, in my memory, this could be false, single-handedly carried the Wizards to the play-in one year.
yeah,
He's
100%.
doing it again in Sacramento.
All right.
Dario Saric bounce-back season.
What's it going to look like when Kuminga gets there?
It's going to be
mid-season.
Oh, man. Keegan Murray getting paid.
You know,
relax and make some shots.
Malik Monk or Zach LaVine on the Warriors could be interesting.
It could be something. Could be something.
Zach
All
LaVine
right,
would have been.
Dave, this is your last pick. Final pick.
Right.
Who do you want?
I'm just going to come out and say it. I really, 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 I want to believe, Keith. I want to believe that fit Zion is going to be healthy.
Yeah.
The touch is incredible. Like you watch him play and it's just like, what is this guy? How did this guy get this good around the basket? Coming in like a freight train. The way like he's got the soft hands. I want to believe. Willie Green coaching for his job. I think Jordan Poole is kind of an upgrade on CJ McCollum for them. At least like just that high-end offensive output. Like the stuff that he can do night to night. I just think that he offers a lot. He's going to throw the ball away a lot. But I really believe in healthy, skinny Zion. That's what I'm selling here. They get to the play-in by the skin of their teeth. Pelicans.
I'm jealous. I was hoping the Pelicans would fall to me with my last pick. I think it seems reasonable the Pelicans could get back on track, end up near 500, and make it into the postseason in the play-in. That seems like a good pick with your 11th pick. My final pick. I mean, I'm picking between the Cavaliers, Knicks, Magic, Thunder, Nuggets, Timberwolves, or the horrible tanking teams, the Wizards, Nets, and Jazz. I think the weakest of maybe not the weakest, but the one in the toughest conference gets my vote. So I'm going to go with the Timberwolves. I think most likely to fall out of the top 6 in the West compared to at least the Thunder or the Nuggets. So Timberwolves get my last pick. Of course, they made consecutive conference finals, which is a massive achievement.
But they were the 6th seed last year, right? Like they
were the 6th seed last year, so they barely avoided the play-in last year. You have Gobert a year older, Mike Conley a year older. They lost to Cale Alexander-Walker. I mean, is Terrence Shannon Jr. going to make up for that? Rob Dillingham going to make up for that? I think they seem, for me, among the 9 teams left over. I'll take the Timberwolves. And I feel good, Dave. So to recap, your teams: Sixers, Celtics, Warriors, Raptors, Trailblazers, Pacers, Bulls, Lakers, Pistons, Rockets, Pelicans. My teams: the Mavericks, Grizzlies, Hawks, Spurs, Bucks, Heat, Clippers, Hornets, Suns, Kings, Timberwolves. If one of the 8 teams we didn't pick makes the play-in, we're each running 10 miles.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's harder for me than you. Finally, Dave, real briefly, let's do an awards segment of the program. This is the International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award. This is cumulative shooting statistics through October 15th in the preseason.
By the way, I was looking at preseason standings earlier because I was like, I need to see who's doing well. Preseason stats, I did not even think about.
Oh, yeah. No, this is important. Right now, just some important guys to nominate. I guess we can pick some winners here. Here are shooting numbers this is through preseason games played as of October 15th. Right now, Justin Edwards of the Sixers is a combined 3 for 23 from the field. Harrison Barnes, 3 for 23 from the field as well. Harrison off to a slow start in the preseason. Bronny James, perhaps you've heard of him.
Ooh.
4 for 20 from the field in the preseason. Tajon Salon, not a reason for Hornets optimism. He's 5 for 23 in his preseason games. And a special acknowledgement to Ousmane Dieng, who has the second most field goal attempts in the preseason. He's taken 46 shots. He has made 30% of those shots. He's made 14 of 46. By the way, the most shots in the preseason, Kel'el Ware has taken 22 shots more than anybody else.
That's amazing.
Yeah. The Heat are 0-5, but Khalil Ware has taken 68 shots in 112 minutes. So
what if that's how they're going to play?
Maybe it is. I actually was thinking, I feel like Harrison Barnes might have been in bed last year in preseason. Yeah, he shot 36% last preseason. He's just taking it easy.
He's going through the motions.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say Harrison Barnes 3 for 23. That's the worst of the preseason so far. Congratulations on winning a cumulative preseason International Stackhouse of Pancakes award. And remember, listeners, if you want to play in the International Stackhouse of Pancakes Negative Fantasy League, maybe sign up by, today, tomorrow. I'll probably cut it off because the draft is on Saturday night, October 18th. All right, Dave, I think we did it.
Yeah.
Next up, we will kick off season 12 of Fast Break Breakfast, do some over-unders. I'm looking forward to that. Thanks, everybody, for listening. You guys are the best. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Fast break, man. You understand?